Hello, in this video we will discuss how to use CLI of Cisco switch. As we are starting with switching practicals, first of all we will discuss how to use CLI of Cisco switch, then we will discuss what is VLAN, how to create a VLAN, how to delete a VLAN, what is the significance of VLAN. So today we will be discussing all the things practically here. So guys, first of all, let me do one thing. Let me select a switch. So I am using here 2950 series switch. So I am using one switch at a time. Now let me take computers. So I am selecting computers with control option. So if you remember, we can select multiple computers at the same time. So I am selecting how many computers? 4 computers. Next I will click on connections. Again I am using connection option with control button. So now I am able to make all the connections in one go. Now how we will access these computers I will tell you in the video, but first of all let me tell you how to access the switch. To access the switch, click on the device, click on the switch. So here you will get multiple options like physical. So physical is totally related to the physical part of switch. Next we have config options. So here we can configure some particular things, but we are going to configure each and everything with the help of CLI. So like you can see here, we are getting a CLI for a switch. So this is basically guys user mode. So if you want to go into the next mode for further troubleshooting or configuration, you have to press here or you have to type here enable. Cisco IOS provide us a very excellent feature, what I say, that is question mark. So let's say you want to enter into the privilege mode. The second mode that we have discussed is privilege mode. So the command which we are using to enter into privilege mode is enable. Let's say you forget the command. So you can simply type question mark and you can set see yes enable will turn on which commands? Privilege command. So I will type here enable. Now if you want to perform some configuration, you have to go into global configuration mode, that is this mode you can see. Now you can see the changes in modes. So if you have a greater than sign, it means you are in user mode. If it's a hash sign, it means you are in privilege mode. If it is config hash sign, it means you are in global configuration mode. So each of its modes have some usage. We are not here discussing about that. We will discuss more about switching part, that is related to VLANs. Now let me tell you a basic command how to define host name on switch. So command is host name. Let's say you want to define a name nb switch. So you can give it like this. As soon as you run the command is executed on the box. So it is not common on other vendors. Like on other vendors you can have a commit model. Commit model means after running the command you have to save the configuration, only then changes will be executed. But on Cisco IOS this is very simple. As soon as you run the command it will be executed. Now if I want, I can set an enable password also. Let's say I am setting a password Cisco123. So if I write here disable, which is the command to go from privilege to user mode, and whenever I will press enter enable here again, device will ask for password and password is Cisco123. It will not show dots even when you are typing the password. It will not show anything when you are typing the password. It is for security reasons. So you have to type it very correctly. Now if I talk from the concept of VLANs, so first question is, do we have any VLAN on a switch? Yes. If you run the command show VLAN brief, and if I expand this output like this, I can show you there is a VLAN 1 on the switch, which we call default VLAN. And all the ports are by default member of this particular VLAN. That's why we always say that on a switch, by default, there is one broadcast domain present, and all ports are member of that particular broadcast domain. Now, let me configure computers. Click on the computer, go to desktop, go to IP configuration, and to every computer assign IP. I am using here a network 10110/24. So to this system, I will assign 10111. There is no need of default gateway. What is the requirement of default gateway? We will discuss in the upcoming videos. So 10111, now 10112, now 10113. Sorry, I have to go to IP configuration. Now 10114. So I've assigned the IP addresses. As you know, on the switch we have by default VLAN 1 and all ports are member of VLAN 1. So if this computer will send any broadcast packet, it will be replicated to all the other users who are member of same VLAN. So let's say if I change from real time to simulation, and if I try to send a packet from this computer to this computer, so this computer is generating a ARP. You can see here, this is a ARP packet. So because whenever a device want to communicate with another device, there is a requirement, we always require a MAC address of that device with which we are communicating. So to resolve destination MAC address with the help of destination IP address, there is a process which is called ARP. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. So whenever this computer will send a broadcast packet to the switch, switch will send to all the guys. But only the guy to which this ARP belongs will reply. In my case, it is this guy, because I was trying to make communication possible between 10111 and 10112. So in my case, 10112 will reply, and this user will get MAC address. Now, if I want to check ARP table, go to command prompt, check ARP -A. So you can say we have entry of 10112. If you go on this computer, if you want to check ARP table, this guy also has MAC address of 10111. So now both of them have MAC address of each other. It means they can send data to each other. So if I click on forward again, so that was echo request. Now we got the reply, and you can see here the result is successful. So two users are able to communicate. First thing, they are member of same broadcast domain. Second thing, computer should have MAC address of destination. To resolve that MAC address, it will generate a ARP request. ARP request is a broadcast. It means whatever computers we have in same VLAN will receive that broadcast. Now let me come back to real time. Now again I am on CLI of switch. So if you ask me, Piyush, how we will create a VLAN? Let's say you want to create a VLAN and you want here two broadcast domains. So by default, we just have VLAN 1 on switch. One broadcast domain is there. Now I will divide it into two broadcast domains. So this will be broadcast domain 2 and this will be broadcast domain 1. So here I will use default VLAN 1, but here I will use VLAN 10. Now how to create a VLAN on a switch? It's very simple. Look here. So let me rub it. Command is VLAN. After that, type a number. So the numbers which are available here are actually the normal range of VLAN. Actually we have VLAN numbers from 1 to 4095. So when we will get the other option, I will show you in the upcoming videos. Next VLAN number is, let's say, 10. So I can give it a name. Let's say name is NB Practicals. So if I check show VLAN brief. Show VLAN brief is the command to check the available VLANs and to which ports they are allocated. So now we can see we have VLAN 10 here, but still all ports are member of VLAN 1. So we have to allocate them manually. So if you can see in the topology, I have port number 1 and port number 4 which I want to make member of VLAN 10. So what I will do, I will go to switch, I will run the command interface FA0/1 switch port access VLAN 10. So this is how you can configure a port into a particular VLAN. So if I run the command show VLAN brief now, you can see port number 1 is member of VLAN 10, whereas the remaining ports are still member of VLAN 1. One port can be member of one data VLAN at a time, not two data VLANs. Always one VLAN. Now we have another port also, that is port number 4, I think. Yes. Let me cross check. Yes, port number 4. So switch port access VLAN 10. So now if you see show VLAN brief, now you want to ask Piyush how you go so fast from directly global configuration mode to privilege mode. I used here Control Z. So as you people will start practicing, you will get comfortable with the CLI. Cisco CLI is very easy and interesting. Now if I check show VLAN brief again, I can easily check that two ports, port number 1 and port number 4 are member of VLAN 10. It means if I again go to simulation and if I try to send a packet from this computer to this computer, and if I check ARP table by default, you can see no entry is there. Now if I forward the packet, switch should not forward this green packet to these two guys. As you can see, the green packet is forwarded only to this guy, because this time I have two broadcast domains. One is for VLAN 10, other is for VLAN 1. So VLAN is used on switches to divide broadcast domain. Next is, will this computer will be able to communicate with the other guy? Yes. Let me show you. Concentrate on green packet, not the blue one. Now you can see this computer is sending the data, that is ICMP, because we were trying to ping, and the result is successful. Now if I have to show you, so 10113 knows MAC address of 10114. So I am again repeating the same thing: 10111, 10112, 10113, 10114. Now if you check this computer, ARP -A, it knows the MAC address of 10113. And if you try to send packet from this computer to this computer, as they are member of different VLANs, communication will not happen. Why? Because communication has a basic rule. What is that rule? Rule is, whenever a device wants to communicate with another device, device needs MAC address of that device. And to resolve MAC address, we use a process called ARP. And ARP always remain in same broadcast domain. And maybe you have read it somewhere that different VLANs will not communicate. I was just trying to tell you the reason behind that. Next question is, can we rename a VLAN? Yes, you can rename. Let's say you want to rename it. You can change the name. Let's say this time I am keeping a name NB VLAN Practicals. So if you check show VLAN brief, you can see we have modified it. The name is modified. Next, can we create more VLANs? Yes, I can show you. You can create a VLAN like this, VLAN 20. You can give it a name, test. You can create one more VLAN, VLAN 30. You can give it a name. For example, IT. In a company, for different departments, we use different VLANs. VLAN 40, name, for example, HR. Now, if you ask me, Piyush, where VLAN information is saved? So, to check that particular thing, you should be, first of all, writing the configuration. What do you mean by write command? Write command means you are saving your configuration. And if you run the command show flash, in flash you will be able to see a file. This file is VLAN.dat. All VLAN information is always stored in VLAN.dat file. So guys, in this video we have understood what is a VLAN, why we use VLAN, how to create a VLAN, how to modify a VLAN. Thank you.